try.
We didn't keep playing about 3 minutes in the last quarter, Ron, because we tried trying to start our rushing. And, we might notice something like that, but he was only the key that we had in the game, but, the plays very much for us. And, what goes on the coach, right? I'm sure Coach Washington was happy with the victory, but, I kind of felt like we overdone a little bit, and embarrassed me and embarrassed the ball club. But, that's part of it, and, hopefully one of those days we'll have a shot back at it. Going into the next, seems like the middle of the second half of the season here, you guys have somebody over the floor or somebody playing with the floor. The ball club right now, if you want the ball up, we have no much. I've been talking with Coach Dean Butcher of the Sheldon Cardinals, and Coach coming off a loss at Bryan Station this past Friday night. It's a ball game that I've had many people ask me about. They say, what happened to Sheldon Clark? And it's something I can explain. Can you explain what happened?
No, not really, Ron. We just went down there, and they're an awfully good ball club. One of the 3 or 4 better teams in the state of Kentucky. They're definitely no 67 points better than we are, but they were that night. We played Lance much in the first quarter, and we shouldn't have played him at all because he was sick. And, they pressed us the whole game, and they pressed us the 49 seconds to go in the game. We took our kids out. They didn't take theirs out. There was no doubt after the first quarter, they was going to win the game 25, 30, 35 points, no doubt. But that score was 37-8 in the last quarter, and we had no starters in there. We let Keith play about 3 minutes in the last quarter, Ron, because we were trying to start our rushing. And, we might not have shown very well, but he was on the key that we had in the game, but the played very much for us. And, what goes on the coach, right? I'm sure Coach Washington was happy with the victory, but I kind of felt like we overdone a little bit, and embarrassed me and embarrassed the ball club. But, one of those clubs, but an embarrassing loss to both clubs nonetheless. The kids at the Bryan Station game looked to me like they were mentally down and had given up early in the ball game after getting down. How is the mental that's what happened to us at Williamson. That's what happened to us at Lakes and Bryan Station. The best ball club we've played this year is Lower Fairdale. And, I think they've got more talent than what Clay County had.
That's Coach David Butcher of the Sheldon Clark Cardinals. We'll take a 60-second break and return with more pregame after this.
Sheldon Clark has Elvis Parsons in there. If they go man-to-man, David can put Elvis on Jerry and save Keith Hale, and that way Keith's not going to get foul trouble.
Okay, Mike, you have our starting lineups.
Okay, thanks a lot, John. First off, for the Paintsville Tigers, Tigers, of course, coached by Bill McRanian, coming into tonight's game with a record of 15-9. We'll go with the same 5 that has started most of the season. Chris Collins, a 6'1 senior, Craig Collins, a 5'9 junior, and Jeremy Holbrook, a 5'10 junior out front, and Jerry Pelphrey, a 6'6 senior, and Todd Porter, a 6'3 sophomore underneath. Now for the Sheldon Clark Cardinals, coached by David Butcher. Cardinals come into tonight's action with a record of 12-9. They're going with a rather makeshift lineup tonight. Jimmy Lee Mills, a 5'9 senior, and Steve Gars, a 6-foot senior, will be the guards. The forward, Scott Sexton, a 6'2 senior, and Elvis Parsons, a 6'4 senior, and of course Keith Hale, a 6'7 senior, will be the center. Let's bring the lineup for Sheldon Clark and the Tigers, John.
Once again, a preview of the 57th District Basketball Tournament, which will begin on March the 1st at Sheldon Clark High School. Mike, of course, the district draw is tomorrow morning at Sheldon Clark.
Yes, John, this district has become so competitive here these last 4 or 5 years that there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to get a lot of sleep, but there will not be a good sound sleep because everybody's going to be apprehensive as to who their team's going to draw.
Okay, once again, Paintsville coming in 15-9. Sheldon Clark coming in with a record of 12-9. For the Cardinals at the guards, you'll have Galls and Mills. At center, Keith Hale. At the forward, Sexton and Parsons. For the Tigers, 3 guards, Collins, and Holbrook. Pelphrey at center, and Todd Porter at forward.
Collins, and Collins sounds like a law firm. Or Collins, and Holbrook, rather.
I guess. Jerry Pelphrey will jump it up against Keith Hale to get it underway. The Tigers dressed in their home white uniforms, blue numerals, red trimming. The Cardinals with their road red uniforms, white numerals, and blue trimming. Keith Hale and Jerry Pelphrey to tip it up. Ball is controlled in the front court by Stephen Gauls. Hands off out front to Mills. He'll set it up for the Cardinals. They're moving from left to right. Works right side. That is Sexton. Sexton working on Craig Collins out front to Gauls. Tries to get it inside to Hale. It's batted away. Chris Collins in the offensive end from 12. Left side. Good. Two to nothing. Paintsville on top. That took 20 seconds. There we go, right side, Sexton in the paint to Parsons, fakes over Porter and lays it up and in.
John Gillis is a big, strong kid, and man, you can't let him catch the ball down there that low, he'll hurt you.
Holbrook quickly in the front court, head of the key, right side, that's Chris Collins. Looks back, head of the key to his brother Craig. Craig back to Chris, still right side. Chris, head of the key to Holbrook, left side, now to Craig Collins, pass intercepted by Hale. We head the other way. In the front court, that's Sexton, up to Hale, to the hole, but they're going to wrap it off. He traveled.
Yeah, Keith, I don't think was really ready for the pass. It was good to see the big guy run the floor that well. I didn't know he could do that.
2-2, 7:08 to go in the first quarter. Tigers have the basketball. Holbrook, left side, front court, makes his move in the paint. Goes right side to Pelphrey, uncontested off the glass and good.
Good pass to Jeremy Holbrook. He drew the defense to him and then dished off to a wide open Pelphrey.
Sexton out front. Mills rather, works left side. Working on Holbrook. Pass intercepted by Craig Collins. 3-on-2 in favor of the Tigers. Collins stops at 8. Off the glass, good.
Well, the Tigers playing very good defense out on the perimeter early in the game.
6-2, the Tigers have the lead. 6 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. As Jimmy Mills goes left side to Gauls. Gauls looks inside, working on Chris Collins. Off to Sexton from 15, good. Scott Sexton with his first basket. Chris Collins stops at the strike, pops it from there, back the iron, no good, gets his own rebound, left baseline, lost control, bounced it on the inbound line, and a turnover by the Tigers.
I'll tell you, Sheldon Clark's not backing off one bit, are they?
Sure aren't. Fast-paced first 2 minutes as Mills loses control. Holbrook comes up with it. 2-on-1 in favor of the Cardinals. Holbrook stops at 10, pops it, good. It's 8-4, Paintsville on top. Mills picked up by Holbrook. He beats Holbrook, but he travels at the stripe. Another turnover. A lot of turnovers here by the Cardinals.
And I have to attribute that to defense out front by Jeremy Holbrook.
Holbrook quickly in the front court for the Tigers, working on Mills. Moves out front, almost at the mid-court stripe. Bounce pass to the stripe to Porter. Turnaround jumper right there.
Boy, I've said it all season. If I can get Todd Porter hitting that shot, they're a much better ball club.
10-4, Paintsville on top. All 5 starters have a bucket for the Tigers. To the right side, that's Sexton. Down low, trying to get it into Hale, and he is hammered underneath. Let's see what the foul, I believe, Todd Porter. And it is. He was sandwiched between Porter and Pelphrey.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tigers played that defense right there like they were supposed to. Jerry was fronting Hale and Todd Porter. They lobbed over Jerry, and Todd Porter came out and did a pretty good job helping.
Brian Pinson checks in for the Cardinals. Inbound pass goes to Hale. Turnaround jump off the right baseline, no good. Rebound, Stephen Gauls out to Parsons. Out front to Pinson from 3. Finally iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Craig Collins. 10-4, Tigers on top. 5:15 to go in the first quarter. To the right side, Holbrook. Holbrook goes down in the corner. Chris Collins off the right baseline. Good.
Tigers burning up there early in the game, John.
Mills holds up in the backcourt. Now steps into the offensive end. That's Pinson, rather. Interception by Holbrook. Lead pass on to Collins. Off the glass. Rolls off, no good. Pinson on the rebound. And Todd Porter has picked up his second personal. Clock is stopped. 4 minutes, 55 seconds to go in the first quarter. Tigers lead it by 8 early here. 12-4. Tucker Howard will check in for Bill Mike Runyon. Next dead ball to the right side. That is Sexton. Sexton looks in, goes head of the keys to Gauls. Gauls working on Chris Collins. Puts it on the floor, moves to the right side. Needs help, goes back out to Pinson. Pinson puts it on the floor. Tries to get around Holbrook. Bounce pass right side. intended for Sexton. He couldn't handle it, and when he did get control, he traveled with the basketball.
John, I tell you, it's really showing up. Lance Muncie's absence is rather really showing up. Jeremy Holbrook was giving Jimmy Lee Mills fits, and now Brian Benson trying to play the point, and he's having a tough time with Jeremy.
4:25 to go in the first quarter. It's still an 8-point lead by the Tigers. Holbrook works right side around Benson. Cross courts it into the bleachers. Intended for Craig Collins, and it ended about 5 rows in the seats.
Yes, it did. Tell you what, Jerry Pelphrey and Keith Hale really battling down low. The ref's going to have to keep an eye on them. They're getting pretty rough.
Benson sets up the offensive plays. He steps into the front court. Pass intercepted by Chris Collins. Collins takes it coast to coast, lays it up and in. Collins now has 6 for the Tigers, and it's a 10-point lead, 14-4. With 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, we have a timeout. Once again, the score, Paintsville 14, Sheldon Clark 4. Cardinals have the basketball. They're down by 10 points. Benson off to Parsons, right side. Back out to Gauls in the paint, intended for Hill. He finally came up with it at the stripe, knocked away by Pelphrey. Holbrook comes up with it, goes in, and is stripped away by Stephen Gauls as he went up for the layup out of bounds. Going back to Paintsville under their own basket.
Excellent defensive play by Steve Gauls there. He timed it perfectly to slap it away when Holbrook was going up with it.
Chris Collins inbounds out front to Craig. Craig, right corner to Chris. He'll pop it from 3. No good back there. And rebound comes down to Parsons. Clears out to Benson. Benson in the offensive end, right side, working on Craig Collins. Lost control as he tried to go between his legs with the basketball. He kicked it out of bounds.
Well, Cardinals just having a tough time out on the perimeter with it, John.
3:30 to go in the first quarter. Tigers by 10. Left side, Craig Collins. Collins back out front to Holbrook. Holbrook works right side of the lane. Goes in the right corner to Chris. Chris puts it on the floor, double team. Back out to Holbrook. Holbrook still right side, makes his move to the stripe. Bounce pass left side to Craig Collins from 3. No good. Rebound Chris Collins off the right baseline. Gives it off to Pelphrey, right side of the lane. He'll pull out to 15, pop it in and out, no good. Rebound Craig Collins this time. Collins goes baseline, lays it up, no good. And Elvis Parsons draws the charge on Craig Collins.
Yeah, the big guy just stood up there and took the charge. Craig should have pulled up and shot a little short jumper.
That's number 1 on Craig, and number 3 on the Tigers here in the first quarter as Walt Craze checks in for Paintsville, replacing Craig Collins.
I'll tell you what, Paintsville got 3 shots that time. I don't think you're going to see that too many times tonight.
Something we haven't really seen a whole lot of this season.
No, the Tigers, I don't know what the stats say, but I would say if they're breaking even on the boards, they're lucky.
3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Paintsville 14, Sheldon Clark 4. Cardinals have the basketball, moving left to right. Benson out front, goes right side to Parsons. Parsons puts it on the floor, working on Howard. Goes down in the corner, kicks it back out. That is Gauls. Gauls out front to Sexton. Now on top to Benson in the paint to Hell, and a whistle. Let's see what this one is. Foul on Jerry Pelphrey. That's number 1 on Pelphrey and number 4 on the Tigers, as the Cardinals have not been whistled yet.
Well, I just say all that did was save a layup.
Inbounds pass to Hill, right back to Gauls in the paint. He is hammered by Howard on the shot as it rolls off, and that's number 1 on Tucker Howard. That will send Stephen Gauls to the stripe for the Cardinals. Gauls, a 6-foot senior. Of course, getting the starting nod tonight in place of one of the 3 sick Cardinals. Gauls' first shot is good. Makes it 14-5. Paintsville on top with 2:39 to go in the first quarter.
John, I believe Sheldon Clark's going to try to set up some full court press on a made free throw here.
Gauls' second free throw on its way, and it takes a high bounce and drops in. Full court pressure, as Mike said, broken as Holbrook pulls up to 10, shoots an air ball. Rebound Jerry Pelphrey in the right corner. Off to Collins from 3, right side, good. Chris Collins with his first three-pointer.
I believe Chris is starting to get the touch back from three-point land. He had 5 against Louisville Wagner.
That's his 29th of the season. Pass into Hale hits the side of the board. Rebound, Jerry Pelphrey. We had the other way. 4-on-1. Pelphrey off to Holbrook, off the glass and good. Tigers by 13, 19-6, and with 2:06 to go in the first quarter, the score now is Paintsville 19, Sheldon Clark 6.
The old Tigers look like they're ready to play a little bit tonight.
Two minutes to go in the first quarter, 19-6. The Cardinals have the basketball. Paintsville leads off to the right side. Elvis Parsons pass inside, intended for Hale, and Pelphrey picks up his second personal foul on the pass intended for Keith Hale.
I'll tell you, that time I thought that one could have gone either way. Jerry did a pretty good job of running him, and I thought he went straight up and knocked the pass down.
That sends Keith Hale to the line for the Cardinals as Peyton Pelphrey checks in to replace Jerry Pelphrey for Paintsville. Still 1:54 to go in the first quarter as Hale will shoot the bonus. His shot on its way, good. That's his first point of the first quarter.
With Jerry Pelphrey out, Sheldon Clark could get right back in this thing in a hurry.
Second shot is good also by Hale. Holbrook in the front court. Off to Pelphrey at the strike. Good. Peyton Pelphrey. It's a bucket. And it's 21-8. That's like his 8th point of the season. Benson out front working on Holbrook. Puts it on the floor. Loses control. Regains out front. Makes his move around Holbrook. Goes to the strike. Pops it. Good.
John, I'll tell you what, Brian Pinson is one fine freshman. He's not a point guard, but he's an excellent shooter.
21-10, Paintsville leads it. They have the basketball, moving from right to left. Howard at the strike, down low to Pelphrey. Pelphrey turnaround jumper, blocked by Hale. Parsons comes up with it, gives it off to Pinson in the backcourt. 1:10 to go in the quarter. Pinson in the offensive end, working on Holbrook. Looks outside. Goes right side now to Gauls. Inside to Hale. Turnaround jumper over Pelphrey. No good. Rebound to Pinson. Back up and in.
Got Tucker Howard missed out his jump that time, and Pinson right behind him just caught it and put it back in.
21-12. Paintsville on top. 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. Holbrook directs traffic out front against the man-to-man defense by the Cardinals. Holbrook pulls in. Gives it off to Howard off the right baseline. And it falls in for Tucker. His first basket.
Good penetration by Holbrook.
Benson out front. Tigers in a man-to-man also. Left side to Gauls. Down low, intended for Hale. Howard comes up with it. Another turnover by the Cardinals. Gives it off to Collins in the backcourt now to Holbrook with 23 seconds to go in the first quarter. Holbrook will walk it up the backcourt. Now he goes right side to Crace. Crace on top to Chris Collins. 13 seconds. Back to Crace, still right side. On top to Holbrook. Holbrook makes his move, goes to the strike. Good pass right side to Howard as he is hammered as he goes up for the shot. He is fouled by Scott Sexton. And that's number 1 on Sexton.
Sean, I'll tell you, Jeremy Holbrook is playing that point like he's supposed to play it. He's penetrating and driving the big guys up on him, just dishing off to somebody standing on the block.
That sends Tucker Howard to the strike to shoot 2. On the season, he is a 55% free throw shooter. His first one in front of the iron, no good. 6 seconds to go in the first quarter. 23-12. Paintsville on top. Tucker Howard, a 5'10 junior. Second shot from Tucker. That one is good. 3 points now for Howard. 12-point lead by the Tigers. In the backcourt, Pinson steps to the midcourt stripe, gets the shot off. Nothing doing. as we've completed one with the score, Paintsville 24, Sheldon Clark 12. The Tigers inbound the basketball to start the second quarter. Holbrook in the backcourt. Working around Pinson, goes head of the key. Works right side, bounce pass. Collins in the corner. Brings it back out to Holbrook, still head of the key. Holbrook goes in the paint, puts it up from 8, and it goes in. Jeremy Holbrook now has 6 points for Paintsville. That's a 14-point lead. Full court pressure by the Tigers. Pinson tries to throw it the length of the floor, intended for Hill, intercepted by Chris Collins. Collins finally steps into the offensive end, goes right side. Bounce pass in the corner to Holbrook. Holbrook back to Collins, intercepted by Pinson. Pinson, 3-on-1 in favor of the Tigers. Pinson pulls up off the left baseline, no good, but he is fouled on the shot, and that's against Chris Collins, and that's number 1 on Chris.
I believe Chris and the Tiger bench wanted the rule of verticality that time. He just stood there with his arm straight up.
That sends Brian Pinson to the line. He is off the bench for 4 points so far here in the first half. His first trip to the strike for the Cardinals. His first one is good. Jimmy Mills checks back in, replacing Stephen Gauze. Of course, Mills got the start tonight for David Butcher. Pinson's second free throw is on its way and good. 26-14, Tigers by 12. Craig Collins in the backcourt against a full-court trap. Collins overshoots Pelphrey, gets up to get it, comes up with a good pass out to the right baseline. Air ball by Collins as Porter goes up for the shot. He is fouled by Keith Hill. And for Keith Hill, that is number 1.
Well, Todd Porter did an excellent job just getting that shot off.
Todd Porter has a bucket for 2 points here in the first half. He'll step to the stripe on the season for Todd Porter. He is shooting 59%, 19 of 32 from the line. His first one, front of the iron, no good. 26-14, 7:06 to go in the first half. Paintsville leads it. Porter's second one is good. Todd now has 3 points here in the first half. Full court trap once again by Paintsville. Parsons in the backcourt, kicked away by Craig Collins, going back to Sheldon Clark in the backcourt. Parsons will inbound far side, bounce pass into Pinson. Tigers drop back defensively this time. Pinson walks it up the backcourt, picked up by Holbrook, left side to Sexton. Sexton on top, that is Mills. Mills goes left side in the corner to Sexton. Sexton tries it from 3, good.
Tell you what, Scott Sexton is one of those stand-up shooters. You let him get his feet set, he'll burn you up.
Cuts the lead to 10 in the right corner. Collins will answer from his corner. Air ball. Rebound is tipped out of bounds off of Scott Sexton, and it's going back to Paintsville under their own basket.
Tough break for Sheldon Clark there. They could have come down and cut it to 8.
Holbrook to inbound for Paintsville. Bounce pass left corner to Collins into Pelphrey, and a blocking foul on Keith Hill. And that's number 2 on Keith Hill. So both big men in the ball game now have 2 personals, Keith Hill and Jerry Pelphrey.
There's a nickel and dime foul that time. There wasn't a whole lot of contact.
Once again, Holbrook will inbound. Goes left side to Craig Collins. Collins back out to Chris. Cross lanes it to Holbrook from 15. Good. Jeremy Holbrook now has 8 for Paintsville. 29-17. Full court pressure at the stripe. Mills breaks it left side to Pinson. Goes baseline around Chris Collins. Lays it up and in. 8 points. Quickly in the offensive end. Right side. Holbrook from 15. Good. Full court trap again. Pinson loses control. Pelphrey comes up with it. Pelphrey goes to the stripe. Good pass. Left baseline to Craig Collins up and in.
Excellent pass. That looked like his big brother that time.
33-19. Full court trap again by the Tigers. That's Mills. Trap is broken in the paint. Cut off by Pelphrey. Right side in the corner. That is Pinson from 3. Good. In the backcourt, Chris Collins. He'll walk it up. Steps across the timeline. Right side. Goes to the stripe to Porter. Porter makes his move over Sexton, good from 13. 35-22, Paintsville leads it with 5:25 to go in the first half. Bounce pass to Hale, and Todd Porter picks up his third personal as Hale hits the deck on the shot as it rolled off.
Wasn't a very smart foul by Todd that time, just a little over-aggressive. Hale was going to shoot a layup, and Todd, only 6'3", he's not going to block it.
So Todd Porter will take an early exit here in the first half as Tucker Howard will step in to replace him. As Keith Hale back to the stripe, only 2 points here in the first half, coming from the free throw line. His first one back there, no good. 35-22, Paintsville leads it with 5:22 to go in the first half. Second shot from Hale rolls in. Chris Collins out front, goes to the stripe, bounce pass in the paint to Pelphrey. Left side to Howard, but Pelphrey shuffles his feet, and a turnover by the Tigers.
Yeah, that was a good call. I don't think Jerry expected to get the ball that time.
Jimmy Mills in the offensive end for the Cardinals. Goes right side, back on top to Sexton. Sexton from the head of the key, three-pointer, no good. Rebound tipped around. Hale comes up with it off the glass and in. That's his first field goal of the ball game. Craig Collins left side, goes in the paint to Chris. Good move, up and in.
Well, he slashed Hale and Parsons right out between them for a layup. Good move.
4:40 to go in the first half. 37-25. Paintsville leads it. Mills out front, man-to-man by the Tigers. Out to Sexton, left side. Sexton back to Mills, head of the key. Mills still left side. Into Hale, left side of the lane. Turnaround jumper, rolls off, no good. Pelphrey on the board. We head the other way. 3-on-2. Tigers edge, stops, pulls up 13. Jerry Pelphrey. 4 points now for Jerry Pelphrey. It's 39-25. Tigers by 14. 4:14 to go in the first half. Benson working on Holbrook. Goes to the stripe. Bounce pass to Hale. Left side of the lane. Turnaround jumper over Pelphrey. Good.
Well, just a great shot. Pelphrey had perfect defensive position.
Fast-paced first half as we have a whistle out front, I believe, on Jimmy Mills of Sheldon Clark, and it is a reach-in foul. And for Jimmy Mills, that's number 1, number 4 on Sheldon Clark here in the first half. .358 to go in the first half. 39-27. Paintsville on top. Holbrook inbounds the basketball in the front court into Pelphrey right side. Pelphrey puts it on the floor. Goes to strike to Craig Collins. Goes to the hole off the glass. Good. In the front court, Brian Pinson right side. Pinson bounce pass. Intercepted. No, it's still loose. Finally, Pelphrey comes up with it for Paintsville, but he carries the basketball in that right corner. And Bill Mike Runyon disagrees with that call, as the pass was intended for Hale, and Pelphrey finally came up with it in the right corner, but carried the basketball. .340 to go in the first half. 41-27. Paintsville on top. Sexton inbounds. Goes in the right corner to Pinson. Pinson cut out by Holbrook. Ball is stolen away from Hale by Pelphrey. 2-on-1. Jerry, good pass off to Collins. Off the glass. Good. Tell you what, the Tigers are making some excellent passes tonight, Mike.
Yeah, John, I believe Bill Mike was right about having a week off. They're a much better ball club than they were a week ago.
Pinson, right side of the lane, goes to the hole. Off the glass, no good, and a whistle. I believe they're going to get Holbrook on the foul. And they do, and for Jeremy Holbrook, that's number 1. They will send Brian Pinson back to the line where he is 2 of 2.
Jeremy's holding his head. I believe he got an elbow right on top of the head, and that's Marks.
3 minutes, 18 seconds to go in the first half. 43-27, Tigers on top. Pinson's first shot is good. Pinson now has 12 points here in the first half for the Cardinals.
He's a fine-looking freshman, John.
Second shot, give him 13. 43-29, 3:15 to go in the half. In the right corner, Craig Collins from 3. Good. In the offensive end, Scott Sexton cross courts it, intercepted by Chris Collins. Collins Goes to the glass around Pinson, good.
Well, Paintsville just can't do a whole lot wrong right now.
15 points now for Chris Collins. And it's 48-29, Paintsville. Pinson works to the right side. Goes on top to Mills. Mills puts it on the floor, drives the lane. A whistle away from the basketball. I believe they might have gotten Jerry Pelphrey again.
Either him or Tucker Howard. I believe they got, well, it's Jerry.
And for Jerry Pelphrey, that's number 3. Peyton Pelphrey quickly off the bench for the Tigers to replace Pelphrey. Meanwhile, Keith Hell steps to the stripe. Only 5 points so far here in the first half. He is 3 of 4 from the stripe. He'll shoot the bonus. His first one, a lot of arch goes in.
I'd like to see his shot chart. I don't think Keith's taken over 4 or 5 shots. We've had trouble getting him the ball.
Second shot from Hill. That one's good also. Stephen Gauss checks in for Elvis Parsons, I do believe. They've got 6 players on the floor, Sheldon Clark does. Now Parsons finally gets off the floor.
I don't think Elvis wanted to come out.
Here we go, full court trap by the Cardinals, broken. Peyton Pelphrey in the front court, stops at the stripe, shoots it. Back the iron, no good. Stephen Gauss loses control of the basketball on the rebound, out of bounds, going back to Paintsville.
Don't think Bill Mike was very happy with shot selection that time.
48-31, Tigers by 17, 2:35 to go in the first half. Pass goes to Collins, in the right corner to Chris Collins for 15, no good. Rebound, Peyton Pelphrey fakes, gives it off to Chris, off the right baseline. He backs it back out. Almost stripped away by Gauze, out of bounds, going back to Paintsville on the far side.
Yeah, good hustle by Steve Gauze. He didn't give up on that ball. Almost came up with steal.
Chris Collins needs help to get it in. Finally gets it into Craig. Back to Chris. Back to Craig. Still out front. Craig Collins works around Mills. Bounce pass left side to Holbrook from 15. No good. Rebound battle for it. Chris Collins comes up with it off the right baseline. Pass intended for Pelphrey. Intercepted by Mills. 2:10 to go in the first half. Gives it off to Pinson. Pinson goes right side. They're battling in the paint. Hill and Pelphrey. Hill turnaround jumper. No good. Pelphrey on the rebound. Peyton Pelphrey replacing Jerry Pelphrey. Of course, Jerry Pelphrey with 3 personal fouls. Holbrook walks it up the backcourt for the Tigers. Steps across the timeline. Goes to the right side of the lane. Goes in the right corner. Craig Collins from 3 again. Good. That's his second three-pointer of the evening, and it's a 20-point lead by Paintsville. 51-31 with 1:35 to go in the first half as Pinson goes left side to Sexton off the baseline from 15, good. Full court pressure. Holbrook breaks the pressure in the offensive end, drives the lane off the glass, no good. Rebound still loose, and the front court, Pinson picks it up. Pinson loses control, and it's going back to Sheldon Clark as it hit the official, and he's saying it was my fault, and giving it back to the Cardinals. I always thought the official was part of the game.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Here we go. Mills at the strike. Right side to Gauze. In the corner to Pinson. He'll pop it from 3. Good. Pinson with his second three-point banger. Bounce pass in the backcourt to Craig Collins. In the offensive end. Collins left side to Holbrook. 55 seconds. Off to Howard. Howard goes baseline. Turnaround jumper. Overhill. Short, no good. And a whistle. Peyton Pelphrey picks up the personal foul. And for Peyton Pelphrey, that's number 1.
Well, John, I'll tell you, Bill Mike is getting a little upset with his charges, and I'm sure if I was a coach, I would too. They run out to a 20-point lead and kind of start fooling around out there, taking some bad shots, and Sheldon Clark's not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination.
J.R. Hammonds checks in to replace Keith Hale in the final 50 seconds of the half. As Scott Sexton steps to the stripe for the first time. Speaking of the illness here for the Cardinals, Sexton involved in an automobile accident last night. Hit some ice apparently over in Martin County and went over a hill, as the way I was told, and totaled his car. Second shot is good.
Well, I can't think of anything else that could go wrong for the Cardinals, John. They're just having a tough time at it.
So untold he's sore as the pass is batted away by Pinson. Right to Mills, off to Sexton. Sexton back out to Pinson. blocked by Holbrook as Holbrook was trying to make up ground from the back court just about the time Pinson put it up and caught Pinson on the arm. That's number 2 on Holbrook. 41 seconds to go in the first half. It's still 51-38. Tigers lead it. And once again, Brian Pinson to the stripe where he is 4 of 4. 16 points for Pinson in the first half. It takes a high bounce and drops in. Second shot from Pinson. Rims off, no good, and a whistle.
I believe we've got a violation on Peyton Pelphrey. I believe he stepped in too soon.
And we'll shoot it again. .40 seconds to go in the half. Pinson eyes the basket, puts it up and in. Full court pressure by the Cardinals. Greg Collins in the backcourt, puts it on the floor. Goes to the midcourt stripe to Pelphrey. Pelphrey's pass blocked. He gets it back in the backcourt to Collins. Collins trapped, goes in the front court, right side to Chris Collins. Chris checks the clock, goes out front to Craig Collins. Collins bounce pass to Chris Collins, 20 seconds to Pelphrey, left, right side of the lane. Pelphrey throws it in the backcourt, and that's a violation over and back by the Tigers with 15 seconds to go in the first half. The Cardinals have a chance to cut this lead to 9 points, possibly 8 before the half. As Keith Hill checks back in for the Cardinals.
John, who do you think is going to take this shot?
Well, I like Pinson.
I'm looking for him to get it to the big guy.
Into Gauze. Gauze holds it out front. I still like Pinson. He's hot. Out front. No, they go into the big guy. Over Howard. Missed the shot. Missed it again. Still has it. Goes back. And it goes in. He is fouled by Peyton Pelphrey. And count the basket by Harris. The Tigers have lost all composure here. Break. And you were right, Mike. You like the big guy. I tell you what, I like Pinson, though. He's banging them from out here at 3.
Well, he's doing a three-pointer, but
you're going for the sure basket.
Going for the percentages. That's right.
I see your point. Foul shot is good.
He'll run the three-pointer the hard way.
That cuts the lead to 8 as the first half comes to an end in a first half that the Tigers had a chance to blow Sheldon Clark out of the gymnasium, but nothing doing as the Cardinals fought back in a good set. Welcome back to the Paintsville High School Gymnasium. Once again, we're at halftime with the score. Paintsville 51 and Sheldon Clark 43. And Mike, in that first half, as I said earlier here at halftime, the Tigers really had a chance to blow Sheldon Clark out of the gymnasium. But the Cardinals fought back and have gotten the score back to a respective margin at halftime.
Well, yeah, you're exactly right, John. Tigers up at one point, I believe, 51-31, a 20-point lead. Jerry Pelphrey picks up number 3, and they kind of go to pieces. You know, we've seen it numerous times throughout the year. They play their hearts out and get the game in a situation where they want it, and then they quit doing what got them the lead to begin with, and just give it right back. Now, you know, I don't want to take anything away from Sheldon Clark because. They've taken advantage of every Tiger miscue those last 3 minutes, and they popped themselves right back in, and it's still anybody's game.
Of course, the Cardinals, Keith Hill ends the first half with 12 points, but he scored something like 8 of those 12 late here in the first half.
Right, yeah, after Jerry scored, we're just eating them up defensively.
On the floor for the Tigers, you have Holbrook, Craig Collins, Chris Collins, Porter, and Pelphrey. For the Cardinals, Mills, Pinson, Hill, Sexton, and Parsons. In the left side to Pinson. Pinson looks inside, brings it back on top. Pinson out front. 2-3 zone defensively to open up the second half by the Tigers. Pinson still out front, head of the key, goes right side to Mills. Mills pops it from 3, no good, short. Rebound comes down to Parsons, back up and in. Elvis Parsons.
Tom Porter did a good job blocking Keith Hale out, but he forgot to go after the ball.
6-point lead by the Tigers. Pelphrey, right side of the lane from 16, no good. Rebound comes down to Pinson for the Cardinals. Pinson steps into the offensive end. He'll slow it up on the right side. Moves on top to Mills. Mills moves left side. Goes off to Sexton. Sexton cross courts it to Pinson. Still right side. Pass intercepted by Craig Collins in the right corner. Intended for Parsons. Holbrook slows it up in the backcourt. Now he makes his move across the timeline. Left side. Holbrook out front to Craig Collins. Collins puts it on the floor. Moves right side. Back on top to Chris Collins. Out front. Collins left side to Holbrook. Holbrook cross courts it to Craig Collins. Open from 3. Doesn't take the shot. Goes baseline. Cut off in the paint to Pelphrey. Back to Porter. Right baseline. Goes around Hill. The shot is no good. And Keith Hill quickly picks up his third personal foul.
Good job of Tom Porter. He got it down on the baseline, had an angle to the bucket, and a lot of times we've seen him plan it back down, but he did the right thing, took it to the hold and drew the foul.
That sends Tom Porter back to the line. He has 5 points. He is 1 of 2 from the line tonight. His first one is good. 52-45, Tigers by 7. Second shot by Porter, short, no good from the iron. Rebound comes down to Hale, clears out to Mills. Mills steps across the timeline. Still 2-3 by the Tigers. Right side to Pinson, back to Mills, still has the key. Left side this time to Sexton from 3, no good. Rebound comes down to Parsons. Fakes, puts it up off the glass right.
I was watching Tom Porter that time. He blocked Hale completely out of the play, and Tigers didn't bother to make an effort to get the rebound.
Chris Collins, right corner to Craig Collins. Collins moves it back out. Needs help, tied up by Sexton. Goes right side of the lane to Pelphrey, around Parsons, up no good. Rebound Keith Hale, clears out to Pinson. Pinson in the offensive end, numbers with the Tigers. Cross courts it to Sexton, left side. Back out, intercepted by Craig Collins. We're the other way. Collins gives it off to Chris Collins, splits 2 Cardinals in the lane and lays it up and in. Tigers have made some impressive passing tonight.
Yes, they have.
Here we go, that's Sexton. Cut off by Porter, and they call the walk as he got ready to call the charge. But then he changed his mind and said, no, he won't.
Yeah, he was going to call a charge. Sexton actually, I thought he did walk. And Bobby Coons changed the call.
Number 21 checks in. We don't have a 21 for Sheldon Clark. But anyway, Holbrook out front. Moves to left side. Bounce pass in the corner. Craig Collins from 3. Back the iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Pelphrey. Pelphrey back to the hole, good. That's his 6th point of the ball game. Full court trap by the Tigers. Pinson in the backcourt. Pass into Parsons, front court. Bounce pass off to Sexton. He is fouled by Craig Collins as Sexton gets ready to go up for the shot. And for Craig Collins, that's number 2. 9 minutes, 14 seconds to go in the third quarter. 56-47, Tigers on top. Brian Pinson back to the line. And Sexton will now step in as they tried to pull
one. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. That's called gamemanship.
Of course, Sexton 2 of 2. He misses this one.
Yeah, these 2 kids probably the Cardinals' best shooters that they have on the floor right now.
Hale is 6 of 7 from the stripe so far also. Not bad free throw shooting by the Cardinals. As Sexton seeks his second one. Holbrook in the front court, left side. On top, that is Craig Collins. Bounce pass in the right corner to Chris. Fakes, puts it on the floor, pulls into 15, pops it. No good. Rebound Jerry Pelphrey. Back up short, no good. Rebound Elvis Parsons. He clears out, in a manly order.
Boy, he did. He went after that one.
Gives it off to Pinson in the backcourt. Steps across the timeline. 4:50 to go in the third quarter. 2-3 zone by the Tigers. Right side, that's Sexton from 3. Short, no good. Rebound and a whistle. That's Keith Hill. He's over the back of Todd Porter. Him and Porter having a little conversation here, and Hill goes after Porter. And Todd just continues to walk, but the foul situation on Keith Hill is number 4. on Keith Hale. And quickly off the bench for the Cardinals is Hammonds, as he will check in next dead ball. Holbrook quickly in the front court, head of the key. Tries to split two, kicked. Collins comes up with it. Off to Pelphrey, right side of the lane, knocked away by Sexton. And he almost came up with it as he dribbles it on the inbound line.
Yeah, tough break for the Cardinals right there. Sexton almost had the steal.
J.R. Hammonds checks in for Keith Hale, of course, picking up his 4th personal foul. Holbrook bounce pass right corner to Chris Collins. Moves it back out. Still right side. Goes to the strike to Holbrook. Turnaround jumper. Rims off. No good. Rebound Porter. And a foul is on J.R. Hammonds. Wipe off the basket for Porter. And give Hammonds his first personal foul. 4 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. 56-48. Chris Collins out front to Holbrook. Back to Chris in the right corner from 3. From there, no good. Rebound comes down to Hammonds. Clears out to Pinson. Pinson in the front court, right side. Holds it up at the hash mark. Goes right side to Sexton. Down low. Baseline to Parsons. Parsons over Collins. Rolls around and drops in. Elvis now has 8 points for the Cardinals. Holbrook left side. Goes in the paint to Pelphrey. Turnaround jumper over Hammonds. Good. 8 points also for Jerry Pelphrey. 8-point lead for the Tigers. 58-50. Ball's loose. Bodies on the floor. Pelphrey and Sexton battle it for it. It's off of Sexton. Going back to the Tigers in the front court.
Yeah, and the Tigers got that one on pure hustle. There was 3 white jerseys on the floor after that loose ball.
And with 3 minutes, 46 seconds to go in the third quarter, we have a timeout with the score. Paintsville 58. Sheldon Clark 50. Three minutes, 46 seconds to go in the third quarter. Tigers have the basketball, moving from left to right. Holbrook in the front court. Pass to the right side. That is Collins. Back to Holbrook. Holbrook left side to Craig Collins. Puts it on the floor. Cross lanes it to Holbrook. Holbrook loses control. Porter comes up with it. Stripped away by Parsons. 3 bodies on the floor again. Tied up. And it goes back to Paintsville.
John, I'll tell you what, they're playing awful hard out there, aren't they? Every time there's a loose ball, you're going to see somebody on the floor after it.
Clock is stopped. 3:30 to go in the third quarter. Tigers still lead it by 8. 58-50. They'll inbound the basketball under their own basket. Holbrook will do so for Paintsville.
And right now is when Paintsville wants to take control of the game while Keith Hale is out with 4 fouls.
Holbrook goes to Pelphrey. Left side of the lane from 15. Good. Jerry Pelphrey now with 10 points. Full court trap by the Tigers. Hammonds gets it into the front court to Pinson. Pinson slows it up. 1-3-1 defense now by the Tigers with 3:10 to go in the third quarter. Pinson, right corner to Sexton. Intended for Parsons, knocked out of bounds by Todd Porter. Going back to the Cardinals. J.R. Hammonds to inbound for the Cardinals. In the right corner to Sexton, back out to Pinson. Pinson back to Sexton in that same corner from 3. Off the no good. Rebound comes down to Collins. Clears out to Holbrook. Front court, left side to Todd Porter. He'll hold it up. Back out to Holbrook. Holbrook to the strike to Pelphrey. He'll take that shot. Good. Full court pressure by the Tigers. Sexton in the right court. Off to Pinson. Pinson down the offensive end. Numbers with the Tigers. He'll hold it up. 2:35 to go in the third. 12-point lead for Paintsville. 62-50. Pinson directs traffic. Left side. corner to Hammonds. Benson, head of the key from three. Back there, no good. Rebound, Collins. And a foul on J.R. Hammonds. And for J.R. Hammonds, that's number 2. Walt Grace checks back in for Paintsville. With 2:20 to go in the third. As Craig Collins, takes a break. Holbrook in the front court, goes to the head of the key. Cardinals finally make a move in the right corner to Chris Collins. Back out to Holbrook, left side to Grace. Grace back to Holbrook. Holbrook pops it, right side of the lane, good. Jeremy Holbrook now with 12 points. 14's his season high. 14-point lead by the Tigers. Elvis Parsons, left side of the lane. Over Collins and Pelphrey, off no good. Rebound comes down to Hammonds on the right baseline. Kicks it back out to Pinson. Number 21 will take the shot from 3, no good. And a foul underneath on Todd Porter. And for Todd Porter, that's number 4. Tucker Howard will replace Todd Porter. As the Cardinals will inbound under the basket, Hammonds will for the Cardinals with 1:37 to go in the third. Out to Pinson in the left corner to Sexton from 3, good. That's his second three-pointer. In the front court to Chris Collins off the glass from 12, no good. The tip is over the backboard, going back to the Cardinals. Tigers set up with the full court trap. Pinson in the backcourt. Breaks the trap off to Sexton, right side, out front. Sexton, head of the key. That is Pinson. Goes left side. Down low, left side of the lane to Parsons. Loses control. A turnover by the Cardinals. Going back to Paintsville. With 1:07 to go in the third. Full court pressure by the Cardinals now. Broken easily by Paintsville. Pelphrey in the front court, right side. Pelphrey goes to the strike, stops, pops it from there. Back the iron, no good. Rebound better for Scott Sexton comes up with it. Gives it off to Pinson. We head the other way. Pinson steps across the midcourt stripe. Goes down low, left baseline to Parsons. Puts it in.
Beautiful pass by Brian Pinson that time.
Elvis now has 10, and we have a blocking foul in the backcourt on Brian Pinson. And for Brian Pinson, that's number 1. 43 seconds to go in the third quarter. 64-55. Paintsville leads it. Craig Collins will replace Chris Collins for Bill Mike Runyon, as we'll step to the basket on the right side and let Jeremy Holbrook shoot the bonus. He has not been to the line tonight. He has 12 points.
John, Sheldon Clark can keep this lead like it is now, anywhere from 9 to 11 points with Keith Hill out there, still in good shape.
Holbrook's first one is good. He sinks this one, it matches his season high of 14.
Yeah, Jeremy shot the ball extremely well tonight.
Second shot. It's good. 66-55. Tigers by 11. 39 seconds to go in the third. Pinson out front for the Cardinals. Directs traffic.
I believe we're going to go for the final shot.
Still directing traffic out front. 2-3 zone by the Tigers. 25 seconds. Sexton to Pinson. Fifteen seconds. Pinson just holding it out front. Eight seconds. Here we go. Pinson goes head of the key. Makes his move to the stripe. Puts it up, but he's fouled. So the foul is on here. Jerry Pelphrey picks up his fourth. And Peyton Pelphrey will check back in for Paintsville.
John, I tell you, that wasn't a very smart foul that time.
Not with 3 seconds to go in the third.
And I also believe Pinson may have gotten away with the walk. I believe he may have.
I believe he did too. I believe he started to pass it off before he took the shot, and apparently someone jumped in his passing lane, so he went ahead and took the shot.
This game could come down to which Pelphrey or Hale, whichever one goes out first.
Benson's free throw is good. 66-56, Tigers lead cut to 10. Second shot from Pinson is good also. You have to remember, Brian Pinson's just a freshman. He'll be back for a long time as Craig Collins takes a shot from the midcourt stripe. Short, no good, as we've completed 3 with a score. Paintsville 66. Sheldon. As we move to the 4th and final quarter, 66-57, Paintsville leads Sheldon Clark. The Cardinals inbound the basketball. I see Keith Hill checks in to start the 4th quarter.
And Jerry Pelphrey's going to rest a while.
Each of those young men with 4 personal fouls. Pass to Parsons in the paint. He'll take the shot from shy of the free throw line. No good. Rebound comes down to Howard. Off to Holbrook. Holbrook pulls into 17. Left side. No good. Rebound Keith Hill. Hill gives it off to Pinson. Pinson in the front court to Sexton. Off the right corner. Off to Hill. Hill in the paint. Turnaround jumper over Howard. Good. Cardinals might be trying to make the move now with Jerry out.
You're exactly right, John. They've pressed them full court here.
As the Cardinals knock it out of bounds at the midcourt stripe. Paintsville will try it again in the backcourt. Walt Crace down the front court to Holbrook. 7:15 to go. Left corner. Craig Collins from 3. Back there, no good. Rebound comes down to Brian Pinson. Pinson holds it up. Now he makes his move. 66-59. Tigers by 7. In the paint to Hill. Turnaround jumper. Rolls off. He is fouled. And the foul is on Chris Collins. That's his second with 7 minutes, 6 seconds to go in the ball game. We have a timeout with the score. Paintsville 66. Sheldon Clark 59.
Who's number 21? Steve Lockwood. Steve Lockwood.
Yep. Good possibility. Keith Hill to shoot 2 for the Cardinals. 7:06 to go in the game. His first one front of the iron, no good. That makes him 6 of 8 from the strike. 10 points tonight. Second shot from Hill. Too hard, no good. Rebound, Walt Crace. Crace gives it off to Holbrook in the backcourt. Goes around Pinson. Steps into the offensive end. Holbrook to Crace, left side, out front. Crace back to Holbrook. 6:50 to go in the game. 66-59. Tigers lead it. Right side to Craig Collins. Back to Holbrook. Back to Collins. Off the right baseline from 15. Good.
That's a big weapon for the Tigers also, John. They've, for about the last 3 minutes of the game, they've kind of sputtered offensively.
Craig Collins now has 14. Pinson out front. Goes right corner to Sexton. Back out to Pinson. In the paint to Hill. Parsons comes up with a deflected pass. No good. Rebound back to Elvis. Puts it up, but he charges. As Craig Collins draws the charge on Elvis Parsons. And for Elvis, that is only number 1.
So a tough break for the Cardinals. Would have been a big bucket, but I'll tell you what, I think Keith Hale got away with the foul on that series.
Full court pressure by the Cardinals. Howard in the backcourt. He'll step into the offensive end and slow it up. Gives it off to Grace out front to Holbrook. 6:15 to go in the game. Tigers lead it by 9. Grace still out front, wide open, puts it on the floor, goes left side to Craig Collins, on top to Holbrook, to Grace, right side, head of the key to Craig Collins, left side to Holbrook. Holbrook still has it, puts it on the floor, tries to split two, loses control. Chris Collins comes up with it, goes up and lays it in off the glass.
Boy, that was just a lucky break for the Tigers.
Holbrook tries to split two, loses control.
The bounces right to Collins for a layup.
And it's 70-59. Vincent bounce pass right side to Sexton, puts it on the floor, pulls in, fires it from three, good. Full court pressure by the Cardinals. In the backcourt, Tucker Howard off to Collins, down the offensive end. Numbers with the Cardinals. Out front to Holbrook. By 25 to go. Paintsville leads it by 8. Grace, left side, puts it on the floor, moves on top. Grace still has it, left side to Chris Collins. Collins on top to Holbrook. Holbrook makes his move and a whistle. And a foul on Brian Pinson. And for Brian Pinson, that's number 2. That sends Jeremy Holbrook to the stripe for the first trip. For his second trip, he is 2 of 2 from the stripe. His first one is good. That makes him a new season high of 15 points for Jeremy. Second one, give him 16. And it's 72-62. Tigers back out to a 10-point lead as Todd Porter and Jerry Pelphrey, each with 4 fouls, get off the Tiger bench. Into Parsons, left side of the lane. Good pass to Hale. Turnaround jumper, good. Full court pressure. Holbrook bounce pass in the front court to Howard. Howard right side. He'll slow it up. Bounces back out to Holbrook. Left side to Craig Collins. On top to Grace. 4:45 to go. Tigers lead it by 8. 72-64. Chris Collins back on top to Grace. Grace makes his move around Lockwood. Back to left side to Chris Collins. Collins backs it back out. Collins working on Parsons behind the back, goes left side, gives it off to Holbrook. Holbrook in the paint, stops, fires it, short, no good, gets his own, puts it on the floor, over Parsons, off the glass and good.
Jeremy Holbrook's having a heck of a game for the Tigers.
18 points now for Jeremy Holbrook, a 10-point lead by Paintsville, 4:19 to go. Tigers drop into 2-3. Sexton from the right side, 3, no good. Rebound comes down to Collins. Gives it off to Holbrook. He'll hold it up in the backcourt. Elvis looks like he's getting tired, Mike.
John, I believe Elvis played the whole game. He's bound to be a little tired.
Right side to Collins. Back to Collins. Still right side. Goes around Parsons. Through. Hill. It's blocked as Howard takes the shot. Hill slams it back in his face. Holbrook from 3. Good. I believe it's just 2. Count the basket. And give Pinson a personal foul. And it is a 2-pointer. That's number 3 on Pinson. Give Holbrook 20 points on the night. And he'll shoot 1. Porter and Pelphrey check back in as Holbrook sinks his free throw. He is 5 of 5 from the line. Steve Galls and Jimmy Mills checks back in for the Cardinals to replace Steve Lockwood and Elvis Parsons.
Boy, you diagnosed him perfectly.
Here we go. Mills in the backcourt, quickly steps across the timeline, works right side. Tigers lead it by 13. In the right corner, that's Sexton. Back out to Mills. Mills still right side. A whistle away from the basketball, and either Hale or Porter have picked up their 5th.
Todd.
And it is Porter. And Todd Porter fouls out with 3:41 to go in the ballgame. Scoring 6 points.
Todd had a pretty good game, John. Ronnie was in there. He did a good job banging the boards. I'd say he had 6 or 7 rebounds. Pretty good game for Todd.
Keith Hale steps back to the stripe. He is 6 of 9 from the stripe tonight. He has 16 points. Free throw short, no good. Rebound Chris Collins. 3:35 to go in the game. Holbrook steps into the front court. Working on Mills. Goes to the stripe. Good pass. Right side to Howard. Slips. Gives it off to Chris Collins. Right side of the lane from 10. Good. Chris Collins now with 21. And it's a 15-point lead by the Tigers. Mills, right side to Galls. In the corner to Sexton. Down low to Hill. Turnaround jumper over Pelphrey. No good. Gets his own. Back up and in. Keith Hill. (79-66). The Tigers lead it by 13 with 3:09 to go in the ballgame. Cardinals back in action on Saturday night at Virgie. The Tigers back in action Saturday night here at Paintsville. They will host Lawrence County. Pelphrey in the front court, batted away. Sexton comes up with it, off to Pinson. Pinson stolen away by Collins. And it hits the inbound line, and it's going back to the Cardinals.
Getting just a little bit sloppy out there, John.
Exactly 3 minutes to go in the ballgame. Out front, Mills to the right side. Gauls in the paint to Hill. Lays it off the glass and good.
Well, I tell you, when he catches the ball down there that low, I don't think there's anybody in this region that can stop him.
Lead has got to 11. Holbrook against the full court trap. Down the front court, left side. Greg Collins pulls into 15, fires it, no good. Rebound comes down to Pinson. Pinson quickly in the offensive end, 3-on-2, pulls up to the strike, pops it, banks it in. Lead back to 9. Holbrook. Bounce pass right side to Collins. And with 2:23 to go in the ball game, we have a timeout with the score, Paintsville 79, Sheldon Clarks. Tigers inbound the basketball on the backcourt to Jerry Pelphrey. 2:20 to go in the ball game, 79-70. Paintsville leads it. Pelphrey out front, directing traffic, almost at the midcourt stripe.
Well, if they want to kill Clark, that's the perfect thing to do because Hale doesn't want to have to come out that far and guard him.
He's making his move now. Pelphrey gives it off to Collins. Collins, bounce pass to Holbrook, left side. Holbrook double team. And a foul out front on Jimmy Mills. That's number 2 on Jimmy Mills. Of course, Holbrook on the night is 5 of 5 from the stripe.
You're going to jinx him, John. Jeremy's probably had his best game as a Tiger tonight.
Shooting for his 21st point. 22nd point, rather. He has 21. Short, no good. Rebound comes down to Hill. Clears out to Mills. Mills quickly in the front court. 1:55 to go. Goes right side. Goes on top. Gives it out front to Pinson. Pinson goes to the stripe. Takes the shot. No good. Rebound Chris Collins off of Hill. And they're giving it to the Cardinals. Nope. Now they're changing it. I thought, boy, it was obvious it came off Keith's leg.
That was a good rebound by Chris Collins. He was way up there.
And now a quick foul in the backcourt by Jimmy Mills.
I would say it'd be safe to say that Paintsville is going to be shooting several foul shots before this one's over.
That's number 3 on Mills. Craig Collins will shoot the free throws this time. His first trip to the line tonight. 1:42 to go as Steve Lockwood checks back in for the Cardinals to replace Mills. Craig's shot is good. Craig now has 15 points. Second shot from Collins is good also. 81-70. Paintsville leads it with 1:40 to go. Quickly in the front court. That's Pinson, head of the key. Works right side. Goes in the paint to Hill. Turnaround jumper over Pelphrey. Short, no good. And a whistle underneath. And that is Sexton, I do believe. And it is. And for Scott Sexton, that's number 2. Mike Trimble checks in for Paintsville to replace Tucker Howard. Chris Collins steps to the strike for the Tigers. His first trip also tonight. Shoot the bonus. It takes a high bounce off the back of the iron and drops in. Gives him 22 points tonight. And a 12-point lead for Paintsville. Second shot, a lot of iron, but goes in.
These are very friendly rims here at Paintsville High School gym.
Here we go, Pinson out front. Takes a shot from way out, head of the key. High bounce, no good. Pelphrey on the rebound. Bodies hit the net. Pinson comes up with it, almost stolen away by Craig Collins. Out of bounds, going back to the Cardinals with 1:22 to go in the game. Stephen Gauls will inbound. Goes left corner to Sexton. Loses control. Stolen away by Chris Collins. Collins gets it off to Craig. Craig in the backcourt. Steps into the offensive end. Left side to Trimble. Back out to Collins. Head of the key to Holbrook. Right side to Pelphrey. Pelphrey puts it on the floor. And he is fouled by Stephen Gauls. And that's number 1 on Gauls with 1:08 to go in the game. That sends Jerry Pelphrey back to the stripe. He is 2 of 2 from the line. He has 14 points tonight. He'll shoot the bonus with 1:08 to go in the game. Shot is short, no good. Hill on the rebound, clears out to Lockwood in the front court. Lockwood from three, left side, no good. Rebound tipped around, Holbrook comes up with it. And he is fouled by Keith Hill, and that's number 5 for Hill. And Hill fouls out with 58 seconds to go in the game. Keith will leave scoring 20 points tonight. As Craig Grayson checks in to replace Keith Hill. Holbrook back to the line. He is 5-of-6. His shot rolls in. Tell you what, Jeremy just having an outstanding ball game tonight. 22 points, give him 23. And it's 85-70 Paintsville, 55 seconds. Pinson, right corner, that's Sexton from three, good! Scott Sexton, once again from three-point land, and with 49 seconds to go in the ballgame, we have a timeout with the score. Paintsville 85, Sheldon Clark 73. Still say it would be a different story if Cardinals had their three.
I don't think there's any.
There we go. Russ Boyd, John Ratliff, Chris Lyon, and Billy Everly getting in the ball game for the Tigers. Mike Trimble on the right side. He is fouled. I believe Pinson once again. And it is. That's number 4 on Pinson. Mike Trimble will step to the stride for Paintsville. On the year, he is shooting 66% as he sinks his first one. Second shot from Trimble, kicks hard, no good. Rebound Pinson. Pinson in the front court, 40 seconds, left side to Lockwood. Lockwood back out to Pinson, left side to Gauze. Gauze, right side to Sexton from three, good. Scott Sexton tonight, 5 3-point baskets. Lions caught in the backcourt. He is fouled now by Stephen Gauze. That's number 2 on Gauze. That's with 25 seconds to go in the game. Chris Lyon steps to the stride for Paintsville to shoot the bonus. It's on its way. Drops in. Second shot from Lyon just barely hit the front of the iron. Rebound Pinson. Pinson goes to the stripe, gives it off left side to Gauze off the baseline, no good. Rebound is tipped out of bounds, going back to the Cardinals with 15 seconds, and Ron Keaton checks in for Mike Trimble. So now everyone on the Tiger bench has seen action tonight. Here is Sexton from three, short, no good. Rebound Lyon in the front court to Boyd. Good pass to Ratliff, off the glass, good. John Ratliff. Good pass by Russ Boyd, 89-76. As Pinson loses control as the ball game is over. The final score, Paintsville beating Sheldon Clark, 89-76. With the win, the Tigers up the record to 16-9. The Cardinals of Sheldon Clark drops to 12-10. We'll take a 2-minute break and return with the final stats after this.